Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you love to watch more cheating stories. Advice from those that were able to reconcile. TLDR at the bottom. I, F30, recently found out my BF, M30, of 2 years has been having an emotional affair with a coworker for a little less than a month. Until recently we had the most amazing relationship. I believed and to some extent still do believe we are perfect for each other. From day one I made it very clear that any form of cheating was a hard stop for me. I made sure he knew what I considered cheating, and it included flirting with other women. We both were in agreement on this. My BF is a very physical person and I normally am too, but this year has been very hard on us. A parental death on my side, and then we both caught COVID at separate times, so I spent a lot of time depressed and withdrawn. I'm in no way making excuses for him because he is 100% at fault, but I can understand why he was looking for comfort in another place. A few weeks ago I noticed he would turn his phone upside down or always take it with him when he would leave the room. This was an immediate red flag for me, and I let it go on for a few days before I decided to do some digging. I've always had access to his passwords because he gave them to me early on. I found some messages between them. Things like "I can't wait to see you Monday at work," or saying "you're the best," or them sending hearts to each other. I could tell this was the very early stages of them flirting. I looked high and low through everything and was confident they had never done anything physical. I found one deleted candid picture of a girl he took at work, but there was no face, so I couldn't tell if it was her. Nothing explicit. I reverse searched her number to make sure nothing was hidden in his contacts or anything. After this I confronted him about the cheating but kept what I knew hidden. He confessed and apologized, and everything cheaters do. He said he had no excuse, but he felt like we had grown apart over the last few months and this girl was flirting with him and it made him feel wanted. He said he should have talked to me about how he was feeling, but instead he was stupid and flirted with this girl. He swore that it never would have gotten physical and he was already planning on stopping and setting boundaries with her. Of course I have no way of knowing this for sure. He said that he loves me and will do whatever it takes to fix this, but that he understands I may leave him. We talked, cried, I yelled, etc. Finally I told him that because it was only flirting and no nudes, plans, or anything physical, that I would try to give him a second chance. That I would make no promises and would give him no timeline. I also told him that I wouldn't tell him what to do in regards to the other girl. That he would need to figure out the best thing on his own and prove to me that he was serious about this. I also mentioned that if I ever ask to see his phone he needs to hand it over, no questions. If I ever ask him a question about a girl or anything he needs to answer honestly, or that's it. If I ever find out he lied about anything he's told me, I'd leave him, etc. Since this, about 2 weeks, he has blocked her on Facebook. He ignored her completely at work until he found a new job and left without a 2-week notice. He has answered any question I asked about her or any other girl with no frustration or anger. He has done his best to reassure me and try to make me happy. I've looked through his phone multiple times and haven't found anything, but will continue to do so. I want to hear from people who stayed. How long did it take for things to get back to a normal? Until your stomach didn't drop every time they got a text message. What are some of these things y'all did to rebuild trust? Did your relationship end up lasting in the long run, or did they cheat again? TLDR, boyfriend had a short-lived flirting fling. I agreed to try and work on things. He admitted to everything, blocked her, and got a new job. How did those that stay work through this? Looking for advice or support, but please no leave him, as I've already decided to try and work on this relationship. Here are some of the best comments from our community. His immediate withdrawal from her, including switching jobs, is a really good sign. You are the only person who can decide when and how to rebuild your trust in him, or if that's even possible. I feel that you are approaching things correctly with no time frame, allowing yourself room to adjust. Have patience with yourself, let your anger and concerns have their space, just see them for what they are. Be honest with your insecurities with yourself and with him. Rebuilding trust takes time. Transparency with your feelings is key, I think. He sounds very willing to work on things. Really exploring what drove him there and what he can ask for from you, and how to keep it from happening again would probably be good. Sounds like you did good. You don't get many relationship posts where reconciliation seems like a good idea. This one seems like a good candidate. The only thing I'd add is therapy for both of you. He made a mistake in his conflict resolution and he may need an outside party to help him realize how to handle this situation in the future. Someone to explain the details, that you don't want or need to know, on how that emotional fling started up. How to recognize it, nip it early on, and not reciprocate. Also, how to realize he's having issues and communicate those to you rather than use others as a crutch. For you, some catharsis of a more genuine apology on his part. Also, better communication all around. Men oftentimes don't understand their emotions fully, due to societal pressures to be manly. They can oftentimes benefit from therapy, by understanding themselves and their emotions better and thus communicating more effectively. Best of luck to you too, I think you'll be okay. It's possibly just a rough patch. Another cheating story. My ex-boyfriend and I were together for 3.4 years. We were each other's firsts and we loved each other dearly. Recently, we've had arguments mostly because of him. Until one big fight blew up because I failed to text him earlier and that I was 2 hours late. To be fair, I have said words I did not mean because I was frustrated. I told him I did not care much about him texting me when he's out and he got mad. I had a gut feeling that he might have been talking to someone, I'd what it was, but he seemed cold and like he didn't care. So I checked his following and saw that he was following a girl that has been really close to his ideal type. I felt very insecure, but I knew that I had to confront him. He called me crazy and that I was toxic. He broke up with me on text, which got me sent to her for severe panic attack. The next day, he told me that the reason why he followed the girl was to be petty towards me. And that he wanted to find someone who actually cares for him. And so he was ready to move on. He told me that they never talked and they were in different departments at work, but he knew her name, knew her Instagram, and still obsesses over her even after she quit a long time ago. So I knew already that he has a crush on her. He also told me that he was ready to talk to her when shit hit the fan between us. So I broke it off with him. I threw away all the shit he gave me, I canceled my gym membership at the place we both went to, I deleted all his photos. I am planning on changing my number and my phone. I just wanted to rant as I'm obviously have been in so much stress and it's only been a week. I don't love him anymore, but I miss him from time to time. I don't know how else I'm going to survive, but only time will heal everything. Thank you for listening. Edit. Also, the whole time we were talking about this, he wanted to take back breaking up with me on text. He thought we were still together. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell.